It's a crazy time when there's just a helicopter just hovering right above you. Like it's just hovering there. Like it's here. There's apartments. Then right up there, it's just sitting there. I don't know what's going on, but I also hear a bunch of sirens. So there might be something really popping off in the world. But we're gonna ignore that. Through the chaos, there needs to be order. So I'm gonna be trying to teach people how to do things that benefit their lives, right? So I want to talk about how I manifested my current job. This was done before I knew about manifestation, law of attraction, frequencies, all this type of stuff, the subconscious mind. This is before I knew all of this, right? So when I was living in Charlotte, and I'm very open about this, like I was dealing with depression, all that type of stuff, and I'd be like warped in my own little reality of just like, well, why, a lot of whining, you know what I'm saying? But when I was done whining for the day, like my personal self-esteem was very low, right? It was very low. But then my professional self-esteem was very high because I knew I had all the skills. Like my resumes, cover letters were always pretty good, at least for people in entry-level positions. Like it was pretty good like that. And then my interview skills, top-notch. Public speaking skills were on point. So I was very confident when it came to jobs. And it's also because I learned how to talk to the computers that, they weed you out first. Once you put in your resume and your cover letter, you need to fill it with a bunch of keywords from the company or for the job position. And I knew all this type of stuff. So when that thing is still hovering in one spot. It's crazy. But when I would apply, I knew that I could make it through. Once I learned that skill, I started to get just more and more hits, But what I realized too was every time, if I'm getting the interview, I'm getting the job. That was what I used to burn. That's what I burnt into my brain. If I get the interview, I get the job. If I get this interview, I get the job. If I get this interview, I get the job. This is before I knew about affirmation. So I was doing this before even actually knowing, right? Let's go this way. So when I was doing these applications and stuff, I would know this. I knew in my mind that if I got the interview, I got the job. Because think about it, right? When you apply, we're going to assume hundreds of people are applying to that same position as you are. Hundreds, if not thousands, but hundreds just make it easy, right? Hundreds of people are applying to this job. Some of them are going to get weeded out by the computer that's just searching for keywords to make the human part of the hiring process easier. So they'll let the computer do it. And like if there's enough hits, there's enough like proper keywords in there, then you'll get the job, or like you'll get pushed through to the next step, right? So if you do that, you beat out like 40% of the people, right? You beat out 40% of the people. So then it's the part, and I'm generalizing this. Then it's like the part where humans actually take over and they're looking at it. They're looking at it, but okay, la 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 la. Okay, this looks like something that we can deal with. Okay, cool. Now, then some places they'll get the phone interview. And I'm talking about the professional world. If you're working at like, Target and Walmart, they probably just call you in because they have time to do that type of stuff. But if you're like working in a small or medium-sized company, they're gonna like try to weed you out even more and more and more and more. So if you get the phone interview, you can almost guarantee yourself you're almost there. You're almost there. You know what I mean? Because they've weeded through, the computer weeds you out, then they've weeded some people out, and they said, okay, we like this person. So if you make it to the phone interview round, you're probably in the top 10. All right? You're probably you can just assume you're in like the top 10, right? Then if you nail the phone interview and they say they're going to bring you in, you're within the top 3. Now a lot of places, and this is, mind you, this is like entry level, mid level. If you're talking about some big wigs and you're doing all this type of stuff, I can't talk about all that. I ain't there. I don't want to be that high up in the office. But yeah. So once you get there, then you are in the top 3. And then once you do the interview, it's up to you to nail that last part, and that's going to be the job. Simple. But in my head, I walked in with the pure confidence I got the job because I was telling myself, If I get the interview, I got the job. If I get the interview, I got the job. So when I got the interview, I walked in with the confidence that I had the job. They always say don't walk in empty-handed, but I was so sure of this. I was so sure. If I got the interview, I got the job. So they called me in, I walked in empty-handed. I walked in with my polo shirt, some khakis, and I'm still professional looking, but you gotta play the part for a little bit. But I walked in and I was just like, yo, what's up? This is the right confidence. I was still like, hey, how you doing? Blah, 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 in the conversations. But it was my belief that if I got the interview, if I made it through all that part, I'm in the top 3, right? It was my belief that made me walk in there empty-handed. I knew it was a risk, but sometimes you gotta play that because my energy was facilitating everything for me. You know what I'm saying? I knew I had the job when I walked in. I knew I had the job already. And that's what you need to do. Instill a penny. Once you instill that belief in yourself, you're good to go. And that's all manifestation is. All it is, all these techniques are here to, show you how to, or they're here to impress your subconscious mind. So I told myself so many times that same thing over and over and over, that my mind, my body, my life had no choice but to facilitate what I believed. And that's what happened. So I want y'all to do that. You can do the imaginal scenes, or you can use the breakdown of the corporate America hiring system that I told you about to understand your position and everything. Whatever works for you. If you want me to go into more detail, I can. But at the same time, I think I did enough. So I'll end this video here. If you have any questions, let me know. I got you. To the next one.